If you have a question or a topic you want me to cover and you want to be included in the next episode of Fighting Game Therapy, go down to the description, find my Twitter link, and shoot me a DM. I hope to hear from you soon. I noticed that a lot of my videos get people opening up in the comments below. They want to talk about their mentality and their feelings and how they feel towards the games that they play. And some people take it a step further and contact me on Twitter with some questions that they want me to answer. And I figured they would actually make pretty good video topics. So here's the first episode of a series that I want to call Fighting Game Therapy. It doesn't always have to be fighting games, but I think that's what we're going to start with. And if you want to be included, my Twitter's down in the description below. Just shoot me a DM. For our opening episode, we have a question from FighterZ, or I guess a series of questions. He says, "Hey dude, what's up? I've been watching and enjoying your recent YouTube content, and I just had a few questions regarding your experience with fighting games. I'm relatively new to the genre, only starting in Strive last year for around 90 total hours, and recently trying out Street Fighter V, currently at about 100 hours, sitting in Super Bronze. What did your path of rank progress look like? What kinds of things really helped you get a better understanding and improve your gameplay? Is there any reading you'd recommend? I've watched and read a lot of stuff about fighting games, and it's quite a fun thing to do. I'm still working on improving my actual skill since I'm a newer player, but I love the community and would love some insight from you since you seem down to earth. Thanks." So there's a couple questions in here. Let's break it down a little bit. So to give you some context and to kind of get ourselves in the right frame of mind, this is a new player, a very new player, right? They've only played around 190 total hours, probably 200 at this point. I got this DM a while ago. I just didn't get to it until now. And they've only been playing online. They've never played offline, it seems. And of course, they're concerned with their rank and how fast they're progressing. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from that first question is, what did your path of ranked progress look like? I think this is a way that some people like to gauge their progress, is how fast they can work up the ranks. But the thing is, everybody's story is going to be different, right? You ask how fast I progressed through the ranks, and it's going to be different for me because I started playing the game offline in a crowd that could teach me a lot about the game very quickly. From day one, I'm learning how to input special moves and everything like that. It took me 1 year and about 7 months, and I think somewhere around 900 hours were logged on Steam. But the thing is, I played a lot of battle lounges, a lot of casual matches there in between. Actual ranked matches was about 2,000. So you might get there before me, you might get there after me. It doesn't really matter. You know, you don't focus on that too much. The great thing about fighting games is that they're 1v1, so everybody's story is going to be different. You will literally, no one will have the exact same story. It's because everybody learns at a different pace and they learn in different ways. I really want to focus on is the second question you asked that said, what kinds of things really helped you get a better understanding and improve your gameplay? 100% reaching out to my local community and playing offline with them, even though they were like Grandmaster players and I'm a Super Bronze player at the time. I was literally a Super Bronze player. I was in your position. And I just showed up to a local with my little Kombat drone and ran it, you know, and they're very welcoming. They're usually very welcoming. If you don't have a local scene, though, there's tons of resources online. There's tons of people who are willing to sit down and help you. You just got to reach out to them. And if you need a place to look, check out, I think it's the new Challengers Discord. You'll find it on the Street Fighter Reddit. There's a lot of people who do free coaching on there. Don't pay for it quite yet, right? Because pretty much anybody can teach you the very basic and fundamental parts of Street Fighter. And once you get to a certain level, you'll have to take it upon yourself to learn the abstract concept. These games just get figured out so fast, especially Street Fighter V. It's been out 6 years. It's been picked apart by so many different people that there's tons of information out there, and you don't need to feel like you have to explore and learn all this stuff by yourself. There's a lot of resources out there to help you. Even Strive's been out, a year now? It's been picked apart by a lot of people. There's tons of learning resources that you can find. Most of them kind of reside within finding a mentor or something. That is the best way to do it, but of course if you can't or you just don't feel comfortable, you know, approaching strangers or something about fighting games, you can always watch streams and replays and guides and read through the Dustloop wiki for Guilty Gear to learn certain things, and there's all kinds of resources that don't have to always involve finding somebody. I personally have just found the most success working with mentors like Broly Legs and my friend Juices. As for any reading that I would recommend checking out, I don't really read too much like fighting game literature, I guess, or wikis, but definitely check out the character discords for whatever character you end up playing on Street Fighter or Guilty Gear. There's a lot of people that have way more time than you that have sifted through all kinds of situations and combos and all kinds of stuff on your character that just saves you a lot of time. Teaches you a ton of things without having to do it the hard way. Of course, there's still an element of discovery there with your character personally that you can go through, but you can start your foundation can be based on somebody else's work, you know. The other thing I really suggest you take a look at once you've kind of got your pokes down, your anti-airs are good, you've got your combos, and you're feeling confident on your character, check out Juicebox FGC's explanation of footsies. That's the name of the YouTube video. Look it up and watch it. It will really change your whole perception of neutral, but of course that's after you've got a good foundation of anti-airs and all that. If you specifically were looking for something to read, there's a pretty good guide on neutral by Machibo, who was a really dominant Guilty Gear player, now a Street Fighter player. It kind of goes in depth and almost goes hand in hand with Juicebox's explanation of footsies. As far as everything else that you sent in, I think you're on the right track. You know, you just have to work on improving and make sure you're having fun. You know, sometimes it can be a challenge to have fun in certain environments, especially on Street Fighter playing online. You're going to run into some connections that just make you want to give up. You're going to have days where you just don't want to play the game, but you feel like you need to improve. There's going to be times where you feel like you're losing to stuff that you know how to beat, and you are going to beat people then you don't even feel like you've won. You know, there's a lot of things that are going to happen, and there's a lot of emotions that you're going to go through, and it's just all part of the journey. So I hope this helped in any way, and I hope this helped anybody who was listening. If you ended up making it this far, one, I hope you enjoyed, and two, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks so much.